With music being compressed into small music files, has the rise of digital music distribution affected the recording and mixing process of artists that you have worked with? If so, how does that show in the music carried on people's iPods?
Well, for starters, let me say that I definitely think that the compressed audio files are terrible. You know, we should not be listening to music on those. You know, if you love music, then compressed files are no good. That's the end of it, as far as that is concerned. Now, I want to expand a bit more on digital audio in general. I think it is important to realize that using digital audio, it is possible to have a perfect sound. You know, so I think digital audio has a bad name for multiple reasons. One of the reasons is that digital audio has allowed us to compress files, and that goes with a certain amount of loss in quality, which is unacceptable. What you do need to be aware of, though, as a mix engineer, is that some of your mixes, they will be compressed at some point, you know, whether you want it or not. And so one thing that you can do in order to minimize the distortion that occurs once the file is compressed from high-quality digital audio, as in 44.1 kilohertz sample rate and a minimum of 16 bits word length, and you have to compress it to a smaller compressed format like an MP3, it is important that you make sure that the signal doesn't reach the 0 dB full scale level. So when you put your mixes down, you need to make sure that you peak below that, I would say, a good dB or so. Yeah, this is because when these files get compressed, these new compressed files do not have the same dynamic range as what the audio would have had before. Yeah, so this would mean that unless you left yourself a little bit of headroom, it would distort. So I don't think MP3s are great ever, to be honest with you. But if you are going to listen to them, one way of making sure that they sound as good as possible is to make sure that you don't drive them too hard.
Does that mean you would do a separate mix, a separate vinyl mix for the CD?
Yeah, that's so,
distribution?
and that's what you hear more and more now. That you have special mastering for compressed files for MP3. So special mastering for iTunes. Yes, that's exactly what that is. Yeah, one thing that I do believe that see, with digital audio has gotten a bad name because of those compressed files, but it is actually possible with digital audio to produce music with a perfect sound, you know. So I think in the olden days that was not possible. In the olden days, digital technology was too young, and so even up to sort of 10 to 15 years ago, digital audio wasn't perfect because although the file size was good enough, the implementation of things like clocking wasn't perfect enough. So digital audio early on had a bad name because of that. And then currently digital audio has a bad name because of all the compressed files. But I do think the reality is also that the regular uncompressed digital audio is now at a level that is really very high quality, I would say, you know.